What's up guys, welcome to the course. We're going to be executing a number 1.5 with waves on top, making sure that we don't bring that fade up too high and we keep it, nice and compact. I hope that you guys can take down notes and analyze all the techniques that we're going to be using here. So we're going to be cutting in the direction of the grain. Okay, so the first step, again, comb in the direction that those waves want to flow in, and using the number 1.5 lever close, go ahead and start bringing down, following the direction of the waves. The waves start to want to flow to the right a little bit, so we simply follow. Near the coronal zone of the head, we see that the waves start to flow in a different direction. There's not just the possibility of blending this way, you can also blend with the grain. Simply grab a guard that was lower than the one that you guys placed on top. In this situation, we're grabbing the number 1. So just on the sides pretty much is where we lay the number 1 guard with the lever open. So what we're going to do is we're going to run over the waves by gliding the electric shaver away to situate the waves in and lock them in place. So that's exactly what we're doing now. Just above the middle section of this arc right here. You always want to make sure that your guidelines have some sort of flow to them. The occipital bone here. Half an inch above that bulk. Go ahead and ensure that everything is nice and flush. Next step, you guys should know by now, lever open, and we're going to keep these guidelines very narrow. Working the lever position that corresponds to whichever zone we're trying to tackle. Right about there. Ceiling level. The next one up is the mid zone, the mid level of within that guideline. Go ahead and hit. Again, all around, being very consistent. To hit the last part, the bottom zone of that guideline, we correspond with the lever fully closed. .5, right about the same length, very compact, lever open. Before we begin working the lever and blending this guideline in, we're actually going to switch to the 1.5 guard so we can have more of a clear visibility of what we're working with. You always want to keep your canvas clean. You always want to have a comb, on one hand. That way you're cutting, combing down, and getting a more clear visibility again. Our goal is to soften up, that dark shade using the number 1 guard and the corners. The half guard. So again, we start near the ceiling. So we correspond with the lever. To get rid of this shade right here, continue to see, simply work the lever without any guard, just the blade itself, starting with the lever open. Going in with the corners. Okay, now that you guys have created your rough draft, line up the side, being very careful not to push the hairline back. Okay. Going right above the bulk, flicking out. We have the basic structure, we have the basic layout. Further refine this fade by cleaning and polishing all these dark spots. Work the lever using the corners. Number 1 guard. Apply some hairspray right before we do the lineup. That way everything situates nice and clean. Okay, so again, the technique that we always use, we always start in the middle first. Enhance the client's hairline using topic. Further polishing it some more. Because like I said from the beginning, since the beginning I mentioned that we are aiming for the perfect fade, the perfect haircut. Hold yourself accountable for every little part of the haircut, making sure that it's nice and clean. Accountability is what's going to get you to that next level of detail, keeping yourself accountable. Now you can go ahead and lock the fibers into place by simply using a little bit of hairspray. I'm going to use shear over comb to kind of just pick at these dark spots, just exposing as much length as you need with the comb. You can even go in by point cutting. Okay guys, that's it for this haircut. I hope you guys enjoyed today's tutorial. I'll see you guys on the next one.